Team with local pride.
Yes.
Burbank's own Tim Burton is here. And we were just talking about this. I was a lifeguard at Burbank during college. Your dad worked for the Parks and Rec Department?
Yes, he did. Yeah, yeah. And Burbank, you know, was a very special place. It is still a special place, but, you know, it was such an isolated place. I mean, you know, we never knew that there was any place but Burbank. You know, the world ended at the Smokehouse restaurant.
Well,
I mean,
it still
beyond that.
sort of does. And you won a contest. You were doing a poster for a trash company, or about?
Yeah, I won. I think it was the first thing I ever won. I won a check for $10, and my work was exhibited on every garbage truck in Burbank. Which I don't know what that means. It's telling me something, but you know, it's quite a proud moment for me.
And then ultimately, in the Cal Arts, of course, and then at Disney, where a long time ago, you did I want to say a mini Frankenweenie.
Yeah, yeah.
But and the thought was that was too.
Well, yeah, it was. They thought it was too strange at the time, and but I got the opportunity to do it, which was great. So for me, it was an opportunity to do something, a live-action film, which sort of got me my first job.
Well, your first big job was with Pee Wee Herman, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it was even though it was never shown to anybody, it was a great experience for me.
And this is the thing that's so interesting, because people always, I mean, the Batman movie, you've had this incredible filmography, but was the Pee Wee Herman movie really the keys to the kingdom initially?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time. I mean, he and the producers saw Frankenweenie and another short film I did, and it was in some ways it was the easiest job I ever got. Even easier, I had much more difficult getting my restaurant jobs and being a busboy, so I was always incredibly amazed.
Smokehouse won't call you back, but Pee Wee will.
Yeah, well, I hope so. No, it was a great experience.
All right, to Frankenweenie, and a lot of the stuff that you've done, it's creepy, but it's not super scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, I have never done anything that I thought was too scary. But kids are quite, I grew up watching monster movies. I was, much more scared of my relatives than I were of any monster movies and my neighbors. So for me, I always loved that, and I always tried to show the more fun side of those things. And in this particularly, was a story that meant a lot to me, sort of a personal story about a boy and his dog, which is an experience I had, but also growing up in Burbank and the kind of monster movies I like. So for me, it's more of a nice memory piece, and it is a Disney movie. Yeah.
It is an Oscar-nominated Disney movie. Let me show you a clip of Frankenweenie. In real life, what was that dog's name?
His name was Pepe. Yeah. But the heart of the dog was this, It's like the first great relationship you have, when you're a child. You never have that necessarily with people, but it's that sort of pure love that you get from a pet that you love.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Alice in Wonderland, so many other movies. Do you and Johnny Depp do you even need to speak? Do you just look at each other, or what happens?
No, I haven't spoken to him for years. It's kind of like that Vulcan kind of Star Trek kind of mind meld.
What you do is so amazing in that, but let's say you weren't doing this. I'm trying to figure out what job would you be doing, possibly?
Well, believe me, there's no answer to that. I've lied awake at night thinking about it.
Crossing guard at school? Or...
Well, the old job, his old job at the Cambridge Park, I think.
Cambridge Park, sure.
The restaurant I worked at is closed now, so I don't know. I'd have to find another one.
Well, thank goodness you got other stuff going on. We're going to see Tim Burton on that Oscar red carpet. Frankenweenie is on DVD. It's terrific. Nice to see you tonight.
This is really